Will it work? We don't know. Welcome all to the Todgers Tank Show. Welcome back to Todgers Tanks, everybody. I've shown you around the fish shed as it currently looks, and I've also mentioned that things are going to be changing a lot soon. So I thought I'd take this opportunity while I've got some spare time waiting for something, just to show you the new side. It's at a stage now where I feel comfortable in showing it you. It's not quite that messy. Things are nearly there, just some finishing touches. So I'll flip you around and I'll just take you on a little tour, explain a little bit of what's coming, what I've already done. Familiar with the layout from the last video of the current fish shed. This is how I currently house all of my tanks. It's quite cramped. This was supposed to be the end of it. That tank there that you can see, that 4 foot, that was the last tank going in the fish shed, and it was going to be done. Just needed organising, no more. But as I mentioned, one of my other projects failed. This pond was initially for endlers when I first set the shed up about 3.5 years ago. My auntie actually had a family koi that we used to house. We had it for about 13 years, and then she had it for another 10 years at least, and she was having issues with the pond and she wanted to get rid of it. I couldn't lose the fish from the family, so I put him in here for a bit while I looked into different ways and where I could put a pond. So I ended up building this. It's a bit hard to see now, it's all been painted black. This used to be outside of my fish shed. It is 4.5 foot by 4 foot by 3 foot deep at its deepest part. Sorry, just over 3 foot deep. And it was going to house just that one koi. He was 20 something years old, so I was pushing my luck, hoping to actually get him outside. And to be honest, I think if he did make it outside, he probably wouldn't have lasted over the winter. But I built the pond. It's built out of breeze blocks. Built it myself. It's blocks flat, and then there's just a single course of blocks laid normally to form a ledge. Underneath here is all 50mm Celotex. As this will be a tropical pond, it's going to be no filter, the same as everything else. But I'll be keeping something fun in there. It's going to be full nature style. I want to try and create a whole life cycle system in there, just to see how it works. But yeah, she's a beast. About 430 gallon, I think it is, in total. Where what was going to be the old filter system was going to sit, insulated as well. This is 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot, about 250 litres, 260 litres I think, 65 gallons. That will be housing a project of endlers. I think I'm going to put the wilder type in here, let them breed out. I will do another video at some point explaining what endlers are going in here, why, and what I aim to find out. Behind it, up on here, I'm going to be doing another endler breeding project. I will be taking the sump, which is currently down here. It's a 360 litre or 90 gallon tank. It's a metre long, 555mm deep and 625mm high. That will be going up on here again, no filter. The whole shed in the end will have no filters whatsoever. I'll have no air pumps and no filters. Everything will be filterless. And mainly to save on electric, and more predominantly, I'm fed up with the noise. I want to sit down here and be quiet, and no filter actually means it's easier to take care of. It just looks after itself once you've let nature take hold of it and do what it needs to do. So this is this little area. I have a seat, contemplation zone. As you can see, many cups of teas have been drank in the making of this. I just thought I'd take a moment whilst this is filling up, just to show you around and explain a little bit of what's going on in here and what I'm working with. So over here along this back wall, it's just a little under 8 foot long, oh sorry, just a little over 8 foot. But if I was to build racks, it's not long enough to get 2 4-foot tanks next to each other. So the plan is within here, and the area that I've got, including this area, is all of the tanks out of here, except this bow tank. As I've mentioned in one of my other videos, it served its purpose, but it will be going. Hi Cog, do you want to say hi to everybody? He does love the camera. So yeah, the bow tank will be going. I'm giving that for a friend. He's got a Jack Dempsey that he's got growing up, and then that's its next grow out tank. I also have this 4-foot that I don't have room for, unfortunately, but it was cheap. It was only a Facebook purchase, so I'm going to give this to a friend as well, just to make his life a little bit better and easier, give him something as a breeding project for him. But it'll be going. But this 4-foot tank, these 4 tanks up here with the black rims, these 3 2.5 foots, these 4, these 3, these 2, they're going to be taken apart and going into storage. I was going to use them. These are actually what I call flat pack tanks. These are glass shelves from IKEA, and what you do is you buy a pack. You get 2 panes in each pack. So in order to actually build them, you need 6 of the long ones. So you may as well build, sorry, you need 3 to build 1 tank, and they come in packs of 2. So you may as well buy another pack and build 2 at the same time. At the time I built these, it cost me 57 quid plus silicon. They are just under 2 foot long. They are about 14.5 inches deep and 14.5 inches high. They hold just about 65 litres. They're not bad if you want some cheap tanks. The only issue with them is that they are made from toughened glass, so although they might be stronger, one little knock on the edge, especially in the corner, and the whole pane will shatter, and bye 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 to your tank and fish. Not good. So I am taking them apart. I'm going to store them in case I do need them anywhere. I may even end up just using the glass for shelves somewhere, but these won't be going in. And these 3 10 gallons, these are going to end up back in this side somewhere around here in a stack, and I will be using them as live foods. So my Daphnia culture, probably in 2 tanks. I think I'm going to keep Daphnia, and then I'm going to have a look at keeping blackworms, maybe. Not looked into them fully, but maybe. I'm thinking down there where it's a bit cooler might be good for them. But yes, all of these tanks are going to be going in here along this back wall. So 2 of the 2.5 foots are 15-inch high. I'm going to have them along the bottom. The smaller tanks at the bottom there are actually 15-inch high, the same as the 2.5 foot. So it's going to go on the bottom 2.5 foot, a 15-inch high, 10 gallon high. New rack's going to start 2.5 foot, and then the rack's going to run to the end, and whatever space there is I will find something to fill it with. On the second row I'm going to have the big 4-foot tank. This one from here is going to be in the middle. It's going to go across there, and then next to that the bottom 2.5 foot tank, this one here, which is 18-inch high, is going to sit on the same height as the 4 foot, because that's 18-inch high as well, and that's going to come across here, and then whatever in the space at the end. And then I'm going to rack all the way along the top. In there we're going to have all of the tanks with the black rims, so there will be a row of 8 of these, and if there's enough room I will get a 9th just to go along the top. They are going to be for Beely Aquatics shrimp. That's where she's going to be breeding, and most of the fish in the tanks in here, sorry, although I'm going to be scaping them, they are hers. I've got to keep my hands off, mainly because of how much money I'm about to spend in here once it's empty, and the amount of tanks that I'm going to be putting in. So this is 10 by 8 shed, so it's a little bit shorter than that now. It's all insulated on the inside, but along this back wall, if you can envision it, I am having 2 foot by 15 by a foot tanks in rows of 9, so lengthways, so the tanks going that way and you'll be looking at the short end. There will be 9 along the bottom, 9 in the middle of them, so 18. They are 20 gallon tanks, 20 gallon highs. They are going to be going in there 2 rows, so 18 of them. And then on the top I'm going to be putting in again lengthways 2 foot long by 10-inch high by 10-inch wide tanks along the top. I will get 11 in there. They are for my shrimp breeding, maybe fish, depending on what fills the tank first. And then if we turn around here, this wall is going to be empty to a point, and then once all this is out, I'm going to do the same here as what I'm doing on the back wall. I'm coming out 4 tanks, so there will be 8 20 gallon highs in total in 2 rows, and then 5 shrimp tanks, again 10-inch high by 10-inch wide, and then 2 foot all the way to the back for some more shrimp breeding. Over here, as part of giving my friend this tank, I will be gaining a 30 gallon breeder, so I'm going to be using that at the bottom, and I'll build a rack around that. Not quite sure if from above that I'm going to do something with these in order to build some sort of fry rack, because I do have some plans to breed some small cichlids in here as well as the endlers, just because I think if I do just endlers, the way my brain works at the minute, I am well in tune with my fish and I'm locked on what I want to be doing, but that could change at any moment. Fortunately for me, that is how my brain works. So unless I have to stay in here and I've got different things to focus my time on, I think this area here might end up being something for breeding apistogrammas. Maybe a little setup for that, but we'll see. But I'm going to put the 3 foot tank in at the bottom definitely, and then I'll see what I put above it depending on what I can get my hands on. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to let you know what my plans are moving forward. I'd already shown you around this, shown you my tanks. Thought it was about time I showed you what I've been working on. So this is the start of everything. I've got all the electrics in there, as you can see. The lights are on, these are bright. I need to put something around these, a bit of a cover maybe, going up and round, just so that they don't catch your eye. Or potentially, because of what will be going in here in the end, I'm going to be putting some netting up here and along the top and then down there. What I would like to do is maybe panel from sort of here up and then along here to there, and then that should block out the light, and then I'll have netting down to here and around there, just up to where this pillar is. Not quite sure what to do along this bit, because I don't want what's going in here potentially getting in here. It shouldn't do. I'm stopping the water quite low. It will be this far off, and there is a good distance, and I plan to have quite a lot of floating plants around here, so just to discourage any jumping. But coincidentally, this space, if I was to put a flat board on it, would fit a 20 gallon on, or any 2 foot long by a foot tank that I so wish to put on. And I think if I'm going to put a barrier anyway, it may as well be glass full of water, and then I can potentially use it, because of the light from both ways, as a tank to scoop fish out of here, put them in there, so I can take lovely pictures and videos of them for you, because the light in here is really nice. I don't know whether it's going to be good when there's a tank there, but we can see. But hey ho, that's not yet. I've got to just finish this off with some nice wood and along here, around there and down there. Get it painted black, like my soul. I like black. Everything black. Build the rack, get the fish tanks in, get that emptied, go on holiday somewhere in that time frame, going to Tenerife, and then when we come back, my partner's told me I'm free to spend as much money as I want, so it's time to start building racks and racks for more and more and more tanks. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you're as excited about everything as I am. Like I say, all the background of why I'm doing the breeding and stuff like that, I will be creating a membership. Just keep your eyes out for it. If not, and you just want to watch my videos, please like and subscribe. Hopefully I've shown you there's a lot to come, and there will be a lot of content to come. I'm going to try and do it as quick as I can. I am learning how to edit and do videos at the same time as I'm learning how to do fish and everything else, so it's not always the fastest. Plus I have a full-time job. I'm currently doing a degree, and I work Saturdays for extra money, so I am always rushed, I'm always busy, I don't like stopping, but I'll see you when I see you. Thanks for coming. Bye.